Excuse me. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Johnny Verber. Yeah, I'm trying to explore this YouTube live. I've been really enjoying it, so still new to this and getting used to it. So I'll just start. So in this YouTube live, I keep getting mixed up saying Facebook live because I do Facebook live as well. In this YouTube live, I wanted to talk to you about how to overcome rejection of women. And also, what I'm going to be talking to you about and teaching you, it's not only going to help you to overcome the fear of rejection with women, it will help you, in life in general, in all areas, because the principles are the same. But I'll focus just on women in this talk because I know that's what most of you are struggling with. And then I'm going to probably go into other areas, but the main theme of the talk will be rejection with women because I know that a lot of my clients and a lot of you that follow me and want to get good with meeting women, you want to get a girlfriend or you want to build your confidence with women, you want to lessen your social anxiety or your approach anxiety, and you want to feel confident and you want to overcome this because this can ruin a lot of people's lives. I think the first thing I would say is understanding that rejection is a part of life and it's going to happen to all of us. It's already happened to all of us at some point in your life. Rejection's taken place. I think if you was to understand, and this is an understanding that my clients come to, especially when we do the 6 weeks program or they do the weekend boot camp with me. If you was to come to the understanding that in order to get success with women, you're going to have to face rejection. Otherwise, you're not going to get the success. You can't really have one without the other. It just doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. And there's no perfect methods out there that are going to protect you from getting rejected. It's something that you have to come to terms with and get better at dealing with. And that's one of the secrets to actually getting success. It's being able to handle rejection and not allow it to crush you. Not allow rejection to hurt you in such a way that it's going to stop you. Because dating and women and dealing with people is a very I can't find the word. It's a very profound. It's a very profound affair. So if you take rejection personal and you stop, you're not going to grow as a person because it's actually through the hardship. It's through the hardship and the rejections. If you continue that, you grow as a person, you grow as a man, you get stronger, you get wiser, you get more confident, and then you're able to not let it defeat you. Because I think for most guys, they don't even get started because they're scared of rejection. They're like too scared of rejection, and then they don't do it. And then they spend a lot of time depressed, lonely, suffering from more anxiety, and spending a lot of time going online watching videos, reading books, but never actually going out and building any confidence. So you have to commit yourself to facing the fear of rejection, and going out and realizing that it's not as bad as you think as well. You'll be able to handle it a lot better than you think. It may be difficult at the start, maybe initially difficult if you're very sensitive, but just charge this. But however, like I said, once you understand that the rejections are going to get you the success because they are connected, you'll be more encouraged to go through them, and you won't take it as personal. So, for instance, going out on the street and approaching women, of course you're going to get rejected because it's a numbers game. You're approaching strangers to start with. You're approaching women that don't know you, and they're going to be in different situations. Some are going to have boyfriends. Some are going to be married. Some are they won't like your approach. But then it's also looking at the positive aspect that, excuse me, that a lot of them will like you. And as your confidence develops and as you get more skilled at approaching women and talking to them and attracting them, you're going to start getting the results. And as I said before in the last YouTube live that I did, when you get the success finally, whether that's a girlfriend or a phone number or a date, you sleep with a girl, or you start to overcome the approach anxiety, when you get the success, you will not be as threatened by the rejection, because you'll see that there's progress and it will make complete sense. I mean, why would you stop at something once you can see that you're getting the results, and that in order to get the results, it is a process that you're always going to have to go through, always, from day to day, from month to month, year to year. When you're going out and doing the approaching on the street and meeting women in the daytime, you're always going to go through a certain amount of rejection. But if you go through that and learn from it and not take it personal, not start saying, "Oh, I'm getting rejected because I'm not good enough, I'm not good looking enough," not dramatizing it, you'll get more and more success. And then, of course, you're going to have days where you're going to get a lot of success, very little rejection. So, in the meantime, if you've got any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. So, also as well, for guys that are new and want to get started with approaching women, and they're nervous and anxious and got approach anxiety, it's really understanding that your anxiety isn't going to go by not facing it. It's just going to get worse. So it's about coming outside your comfort zone. And like I've always said to clients that I work with, committing yourself to getting uncomfortable in order to grow and start enjoying yourself and start having fun. Because in life, we're always going to be facing the unknown. What's this? What is the ratio for yes to no generally for you on good days? Really depends. Can't give you numbers, can't give you facts, and I don't really care to give numbers and facts. It really depends. But nonetheless, let's not get into facts and numbers because it's not always that important. The important thing is realizing that the philosophy never changes, and that philosophy is that a certain amount of women are always going to say no, and a certain amount of women are always going to say yes, and then there's going to be a certain amount of women that are not going to be sure. And there's a good reason for that. As I said, if a woman is married, it's not rejection. She's married. She can't date you. She's in a long-term relationship and happy. That's not rejection. That's more of an objection. But there's going to be certain women that, not going to be attracted to it. And if you can't accept that, then you're just not going to grow in life. So too many guys are too sensitive. They don't want to get their ego hurt. But you have to. You have to toughen up. You have to realize this is reality. This is life. It isn't perfect. And if you can accept that and actually go out and embody that in practice, you're going to always be successful with women and in any area, because you're not scared of rejection, and it's not becoming like a signpost to stop. It's a signpost to continue. So what got me good, I never quit when I got rejected. I worked harder and I worked smarter, and I made changes and I learned, and then I got better, learned from mistakes, and then I got success. And I did that in all areas. I did it in business, I did it with teaching, talking, YouTube, all areas, or even other areas of life. Um, so yeah, if you embody that, then you're going to do well. Nothing can stop you. But if you're scared of it, then it's always going to have a power over you, because it's basically you're frightened of fear, the fear of being rejected. But what about changing the philosophy, or changing the psychology? Which is what I've done, and I teach people to do. What about getting excited by the rejection? What about completely accepting it? What about not reacting? Because guys get too reactive. There's no point in getting angry. There's no point in getting frustrated. That won't help. That will just make it worse. Just have no emotion towards it. Laugh about it, and then it's not going to trouble you. Then you go out free. You're free in the world. You're free when you talk to women. You're not in You're not in prison, because that's what it will do to you. So basically, deep down, you want freedom. And freedom doesn't come without getting rejection. And the more confident you are, the higher your self-esteem is, the less it affects you. But in order to go from low self-esteem to high self-esteem, you must develop yourself. And you can only develop yourself by going out and facing fear on a practical level. Anything else ain't going to do it, because it's not the real thing. Nice to see you guys as well. Are most of your clients in their 20s? No, they're not. My clients average from 29 up until 50, so 30 to 50. And then I have clients that are in 20s. So it really depends. I've worked with a wide range of people over the years. So failure equals success. If you see me on YouTube, you would see that I don't take it too personal, and I go out and have fun, and I get success and I get rejection, but I don't associate with it. It doesn't even really exist. I just so experience will give you that. But if you're constantly afraid and protecting yourself and waiting for something to change, it won't change. Change happens when you take action. You take practical action. And you do have to change the mindset that you're in. Because if the mindset that you're in is, I'm scared of rejection, and I'm so scared of it, I'm not going to face it, I'm too scared, your life ain't going to change, just get worse. So you've got to change your thinking, and then you've got to go and apply that change of thinking through action, because the action's the most powerful. Even if whatever you're thinking will not make a difference according to the actions that you take. Because even if you think, I'm not good enough and I can't get women, if you approach enough women, eventually you're going to get one, and then the thinking will have no choice to change. That's the method I use when I teach people. When I coach people and they do a 6 weeks program or a boot camp, it doesn't really matter what thinking that they're experiencing or negative emotions. Once I get them to go out and I get them to approach women, and then I give and teach them, they're gonna get the result eventually. It's just a matter of time, because it's a matter of time, it's a matter of effort, and it's a numbers game. Do you think this is true, Johnny? It's only men who go through growth, not women. Women don't go through any growth at all when they improve their dating life. Only men do. Well, of course, that's not true. That's completely not true. Of course, women go through growth. And again, women are just like men in the fact that there's lots of women that are scared. And if they're not facing their fears, they won't grow. But there's women that are brave and they are facing their fears and they are growing. So that's not true. Let's grow together. That's a nice name. Hello, Johnny. I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you. I am. Can I ask a very vulnerable question? Of course you can. Joey Vlogs, I've been through this, but I won't give up. That's good. It's all about not giving up. It's all about it. Most of us, because we've been taught this, and we're fearful when we're emotional. Well, not most of us, but lots of people, when they get rejected, especially with women, because it's a sensitive area for men, they associate with, because I've been rejected by a woman, I'm not good enough, and then they quit. It's the worst attitude to have. It's not true. Hi Johnny, I hope you're well. Have a nice Sunday. Yeah, I am. Thanks. Same to you. I have a question which is bothering me. Do you have any tips to not compare yourself to others and not ruminate about your own flaws? I'll answer that in a second, because I'll just answer this. So okay. So let me read that again. Do I have any tips to not compare yourself to others and not ruminate about your own flaws? I think, like I've said in other videos, I think the best solution for that is to find purpose in your life. I think we often compare ourselves to other people, and we judge ourselves, and we get depressed and down and upset about our own insecurities when we don't have a purpose in life, or we do have a purpose, but we're not fulfilling that purpose consistently. Because if you've got a purpose in life and you love anything, if you love anything in life that you do, and that gives you a lot of joy, the more you do that, the less you're going to focus on your flaws and compare yourself to other people. In my own journey, I found when I felt most insecure and vulnerable, and I've been judging myself and comparing myself to other people and saying how much better they are and how awful I am, it's always been times when I've been obviously too indulged in myself, too selfish, and I haven't had a purpose in my life. And then I feel awful and depressed. When I've got purpose in my life, I feel a lot better about myself. And the focus on me comparing myself to other people is completely shifted. So that's the best answer I could give you, Almira. And Almira, I've said your name right. You've got to find purpose in your life. I don't know what your purpose is, but you definitely have one. On top of that, another thing that would help you is, and I keep saying this to guys and everyone, anyone, women, you've got to keep growing as a person, as a woman. You've got to keep facing your fears. I mean, you don't have to do it every day. You don't be fanatical, but regularly, you know, develop yourself through facing your fears and taking action. And that will give you a higher sense of self-esteem, and you'll be less inclined to compare yourself to other people. And then you can also work on your insecurities. There's a lot of things that you can work on, and they're all practical. Uh, you think it's true that only men go through growth, not women? I've just answered it. Of course not. I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on, be a bit more intelligent. Of course, women go through growth. There's women asking me questions. Women have got fears too. You know, I've dated lots of women, and they open up to me. I've got friends that are women. So of course, women go through growth. They're human, and they're not perfect. Neither are men. So yeah, women go through growth, and you know, human beings. You're living. Of course, you do. But you know, like I said, I think dealing with rejection better and handling it is the reason. Let me start. The reason why it feels that only men go through growth, not women, is because women don't have to do the approaching. Yeah, but just because women don't need to do the approaching, that doesn't mean that they need to grow. Women have got to grow in other areas, and I've dated lots of women, as you know, and I've also been rejected by lots, as you know. Well, in case you don't know, I'm telling you. And I've had deep, deep conversations with women who've opened up to me, and they've got all the fears that men have: fears of not being good enough, fears of making money, fears of changing jobs. So of course they've got to go through a growth period. Uh, I don't identify with any country culture, but people keep trying to put me in the boxes. I don't appreciate that at all. How can I put boundaries so they'll stop doing it? This keeps ruining in dates. Okay, let's read that again. I don't identify with any country or culture. Well, I think again that comes down to you not being so sensitive to other people's opinions. Now, if people, as you said, if people are trying to put you in the box, they can't do that unless you let them. People can say what they want. They can't force you, can they? It's unlikely that you've got a gun to your head. So you can choose. You know, people can say what they want to me. They can criticize me online, but I don't have to listen to it and engage in it. So just don't engage in it and continue as you are. Do what you want to do. So again, yeah. Um, I'm going to come back to the topic that I've been talking about, and I'm going to continue to answer your questions because it's great that you answer me questions. I enjoy it. Um, yeah, I thought all of your clients were male only. Well, yeah, I mean, all my clients that do my actual, all my clients that do my life coaching are males, but I have mentored women, but over Skype because I just prefer that way. But yeah, so what other questions have we got there? Well, Johnny, thanks for these live shows. You're very welcome. As I said, I'm still trying to get better at these. I think I'm pretty good, but I want to get better at doing the YouTube lives, and I'm enjoying it, and I want to put a lot of value out. So yeah, I would appreciate if you guys can share, like, share, comment what you're doing, and share the Facebook. Oh God, I keep saying Facebook, YouTube lives with any of your friends that could benefit from my material. So you will you will overcome the fear of rejection by facing it more. The more you face it, the more familiar you get with it. I think what happens to most people is we've all had rejection in our life, we've all had bad experiences, and then we don't like how that's made us feel at a certain time, probably in our childhood. So we associate anything that can threaten our identity, we won't go near it. But the problem with that is the more you run from what you're frightened of and what you're insecure about, the more that will grow. So insecurity is grown when it's fed, and insecurity is fed by not facing fears and developing yourself. So you're going this way, it's just trying to get you to go that way. So when I work with clients, of course, they come to me because for the remainder of their life, they've been running from their fears. So when they come to me to commit and do the 6 weeks coaching or the weekend boot camp or Skype coaching, they've got to a point where they're sick of running. Now they're ready to look at the demons and the fears and develop confidence, which is what all my coaching is about. It's about confidence through facing fear on a practical level. So that's the direction that you guys and girls need to go in. And that's where you're going to get all the things you want: your happiness, your healing, your confidence. I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Oh boy. Oh, bless me. Hay fever. That's where you're going to get what you want: material, spiritual, whatever you want. Relationship. It sure looks like men deal with rejection more than women do. What doesn't make sense to me is how women deal with rejection when women don't have to do the approaching. Yeah, but guy, you have to understand something. You're going around in circles. Jesus Christ. Just because women don't approach men, they still have to deal with rejection. How many women do you think I've rejected? I've rejected women in relationships, women that I've dated that have fell in love, and they've wanted to have a full-time relationship, and I've turned it down because I didn't feel right about it. And obviously they've had to feel sad, and I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So, and they get rejected in job interviews. So women get rejected in other areas. Rejection is rejection, whether it's in your dating life or other areas, still rejection. So you need to change your mindset. And again, it's like you're complaining and being a victim and saying, "Oh, women don't get rejected, men do what they do." And you need to, come on, don't be a victim. Let's work on making changes. Whiplash. The main thing that stops me from approaching women is because it feels like I'm harassing them, annoying them. Well, that's a fear that you need to challenge. Because if that's the case, if everyone who approached women was harassing them, no one's going to meet them. You just have to do online dating. So that's your thinking needs to change. And that's you building more high self-esteem and confidence and getting experience. So again, it's a change of negative mindset, and that comes back to the fear of being rejected. You're fearful that women are going to think you're harassing them. But again, it's a numbers game. If one or two women felt that, then they felt that. But most women are going to enjoy your approach, especially if you're honest. If you're honest and open from the start, you've got nothing to worry about. So honesty plays a big part. Most people are scared to be honest because it's uncomfortable, because a lot of our culture is fake. It's about, people are scared to show their feelings. But then there's a lot of the culture that's not fake. So it depends on how you look at it and how you want to look at it. For me, the way I've lived my life from 22 up until now, continues. I just, I've decided to live more of a brave life, and that means accepting rejection and pain to get what I want and to grow. Otherwise, you're going to be scared all the time. You're going to be imprisoned by your own fears and beliefs, and that's no fun, is it? It's exciting and fun living a courageous life, going out and exploring. So if you want to be in it, let me know if do you guys want to be explorers? Do you want to live life to the full, or the number one thing I hate about approaching women is running out of things to say in conversation or just improving conversation. Well, again, look at the language that you're using for a start. You're saying hate, you're attaching hate to it. So you're going to carry that in yourself. So you've got to change the language. You've got to say it's challenging, but it's exciting. Instead of hating, projecting hate towards what you're being challenged by, change the language. Say, I don't hate it, but it's challenging, but it's exciting. And soon enough, you'll feel different towards approaching women, and you won't run out of what to say. But running out of what to say is fear again, fear of rejection, because you can call it out. You can be honest and say, I'm a little bit embarrassed, but I've run out of things to say. And you're not going to die. Most women are going to be fine about that. That will keep the conversation going. And with practice, you won't run out of what to say. Like, I don't run out of what to say when I do these YouTube lives, because I've developed these skills by practicing. But when I first started, I wouldn't have been able to do this. I would have been terrified to come online and talk live on the internet in front of millions of people in case I made a fool of myself. But I'm willing to go through that because I wouldn't be doing it now, would I? I wouldn't have the skill. I have a friend who needs help overcoming jealousy. Do you have any advice I can give them? I think the same answer I gave you before. Jealousy is fear. Jealousy is insecurity. Jealousy, low self-esteem. You have to develop yourself so that you're not as jealous. We all have jealousy. Again, jealousy is part of being human. Jealousy is part of the human ego. But your jealousy will reflect your confidence in your life. So if you have purpose in your life and you find something that you love, your jealousy will be less threatened by people and situations because you've got a great life. So your friend needs to find purpose in her life, and she needs to face her fears so she can develop her confidence. And confidence decreases jealousy. Confidence decreases fear. Confidence decreases loneliness. It decreases depression, anxiety, and it gives all of the things that we want. It looks like women don't have to learn. That's not true. What you're saying is not true. Come on. Success of women, I mean. Of course women learn. I mean, I'm just answering a woman's question now. We've got a woman in the group who's brave and asking questions. So of course women want to learn. Of course we want to go. You guys, seriously, come on, man. I thought you guys were a lot more intelligent than that. And stop, this whole being a victim. Being a victim won't get you women. Women won't sleep with you if you feel sorry for yourself. You've got to toughen up. You got to be stronger than that. And start taking responsibility and getting excited, because life ain't gonna give you things because you feel upset and hurt. It don't work like that. It certainly didn't work like that for me. Richard Ashkin, hi, my anxiety is from thinking or fearing an unreasonable response to approaching a woman, like being screamed at or rude behavior towards me. Yeah, I mean, again, that comes back to fear of rejection, fear of confrontation. But these fears that you're having won't go if you don't exposure. You guys are not doing the work. So, of course, if you're not doing the work, these fears are going to be massive because you're not exposing. Look, I'm just going to give you a quick example. I had a fear for many years of going swimming. Now, the reason I was fearful of going swimming is because, one, I'm not a great swimmer. Two, I had some negative associations in my childhood, because I didn't used to like my body back then. I like my body now, but I used to be very skinny. And I got teased at school or laughed at in a swimming pool, something small and trivial. And that affected me when I was older. So in the last few weeks, I went and faced the fear. Now I'm not scared of it no more. But I had to face it. It wouldn't go. So that's how I live my life, and that's what I teach, because it works. It's not pretty, but it definitely works. It works 100%. So you need to expose yourself to your fears at some point. You've got to take a course, invest in coaching, do my coaching, or go out and get someone to help your friend. Whatever you need to do, you've got to take action. It won't change. If you just watch videos online and you just read books, you're not going to get confidence. You will not get results by doing that. It's impossible. If that was the case, everyone would be doing that because it's so comfortable. You've got to get uncomfortable. You've got to embrace the unknown. You've got to embrace your emotions, the scary ones, and then you'll get results. If I was rejected, I wouldn't be that upset, I guess. It's how it's done. So it's not rejection itself, it's the issue. Well, it is that. You're denying it, but it is that. Because you're saying, if I was rejected, I wouldn't be that upset. You're assuming, but you don't know. So I want you to go and explore that, and not just, because you're in contemplation. I could sit here and think, you know what, if I was to do a public talk, I probably wouldn't be that scared, but you won't know till you've done it. Because contemplation and thinking, there's only a certain amount of truth in that, but only doing the actual thing will you find out. And the issue that you have with the other issues, they're still within that. I approach, but I end up getting frustrated because people try to put me in boxes, and that turns me off. And if they do that a few times, I'll end the conversation. Not sure what I can do to change this. I understand your frustrations because some people are like that. We do live in a society where people seem to do that, but you need to overcome this through developing yourself. Like all these things that agitate you and bother you, they're not going to change unless basically you need to change. A lot of you guys need to change, and girls, you need to change things about your personalities and thinking, behavior. But a woman improves her dating life or her dating, only that improves. Sorry, but when a woman improves her dating life, it's just her dating life, only that improves. That's not true. Because when I improved my dating life, it improved my whole life. And when I work with clients and do the 6-week program, their dating life improves and then their whole life improves. Because when we improve one area of our confidence and self-esteem, it affects us in all areas. So if you're confident at going out and approaching women, you're going to be more confident with people. You're going to be more inclined to be better at public speaking. You'll probably more be confident at social media. Confident breeds confidence. It rubs off. And confident breeds success, and success breeds more success. But failure is the pathway to get there. No, not running around it. So the solution, which is always the same, you've got to go out and you've got to face these fears on a practical level. I don't know what you mean by that question. What do I mean? I would see it's false if I said hi. So, like I said before, desensitization is one of the most powerful things that's going to help you. And desensitization means that you're not, the feelings and fears are not going to completely go away. They're going to lessen. And that's what makes you confident. You know, confidence, someone who's confident is not fearless. They still have the fears, but they'll deal with it better. They deal with it much more better. And that's the difference why they're getting results that other people may not be getting. The computer froze for me when I asked the question, but are most of your clients in their 20s? No, I already answered that. Most of my clients are in their 30s and 40s and 50s, but I do get clients who are in their 20s, so it does range and depend. And during the 8 years I've been coaching, I've lost count of how many people I've mentored in their 20s. Lots. A second. Hey, say, how you doing? I'm just doing a YouTube live. I'm just doing something. I'm going to be working till 5, so I'll be free after 5. All right. Awesome. See you later. Bye. Sorry, guys. It's a friend. So yeah, I've worked with loads of people in their 20s over the period of the 8 years that I've been coaching, and people 30s and 40s, and some in their 50s, and a very few in 60s. So yeah. Some questions. Okay. Not a question this time, but more a comment. It seems dating coaches are relatively a new thing in this generation. It seems many decades past, men didn't need to seek help from guys like you. Yeah, of course not. Things change. And it's a good thing that there are coaches now, because years ago, we lived in a different time. So you're quite lucky today that you've got all this extra help. So there's not really an excuse not to get the results of women. And especially with the new generation where there's so much free stuff online now. How much free content have I put out? About 1,300 videos, so many stuff on Facebook and newsletters. So there's so much thing, but even with all that, you still got to take action. You know, I can give you guys all of my teaching right now free, which I'm doing. But how many of you are going to apply it? And that's why people invest in my paid coaching, and it is a good investment, because most of them can't go out and do it by themselves because of one thing, because they're fearful and they're terrified of facing the fear and dealing with these emotions by themselves. So they need someone to support them. And I totally, well, of course I agree, but that's why I coach. I see the power of it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. And that's why, like I've said, that's why I had a mentor, not for dating coaching, but for life coaching, who helped me. So, you know, you need to invest in yourself as well. That's part of developing. And lots of people have fears around investing. They're scared to spend money. They're scared to do courses. But you have to face these fears of money, of investing, because you won't make more money if you can't invest money. Because it's that whole relationship. What you put out is what you get back. And if you're in scarcity all the time, and you're scared to invest money, you're scared to trust anyone, you're scared to do courses, that's just going to hit you back in the face. You're not going to grow as a person. So we need to grow, guys and girls. And the only way to grow is to face your fear. There's no other way of doing it. If there was another way, I would have done it. People would be doing it, but there isn't, even though people, anyway. I wonder how many men learn how to chat women in decades past before dating coach pick up industries. Well, loads did, because it was a different time. And I personally think back then men had more balls than the guys that do today. Because men were more straight. And that's why my teaching is more old school. I'm bringing back the old school to the new school. So back then, men would walk up to a woman in bar and say, excuse me, I'm interested in you. Would you like a drink? And the woman would say yes or no. And then that'd be it. Where we live in a culture today where people are scared to be honest, scared to be direct. People are terrified in this culture. They're so sensitive. People won't even go online and be themselves. So I'm trying to encourage you to change your thinking by changing your habits. Can you guys at least think about changing your habits? Because I'm sorry to offend you, but so far your habits ain't working for you, because you wouldn't be online listening to my advice. You'd be out living it. But you're not. You're doing something wrong, so you need to change something. Johnny, fear is an emotion designed to protect us, but now it seems it's our worst enemy. Yeah. Because people are. Oh, I've got this other phone call. I am. God. So people. Fear is still troubling people. People don't know how to deal with it, because people don't face it enough. They run from it. I know, because I did it for the first half of my life, and now I face it. The best analogy for my situation, that of a transgender person, then people trying to put that person in a box is birth. That's disrespectful for me. Instead of a gender, is something else. Well, at the end of the day, we live in a society, or we tend to live in a society that constantly wants to figure people out, put them in boxes. People still want to put me in a box. Now, people see me just as a dating coach. Probably you guys do, and girls, but I don't see myself as a dating coach. That's something that I do and enjoy, but that's not my identity. I'm a human being, and there are other things that I enjoy, and I don't identify that. I used to when I started. I identify as a human being, as soul, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, people are going to do that, and you just got to deal with it better. What can you do? You're going to fight everyone. You're going to be out of breath, but you can choose to not engage in it and be less affected, less sensitive. That comes with developing your confidence, your self-esteem. You agree with this quote? A man doesn't need to respect a woman in order to feel attracted to her, but a woman needs to. No, I don't agree with that. I just think that's just silly. Of course, a man needs to respect women. If you don't respect women, you don't respect yourself. If you don't respect people, you won't respect you. So it's always going to be projected in how it's all about you. So of course you need to respect women. That's ridiculous. Whoever said that is stupid. That's a stupid statement. So I agree with you. Again, it's a projection. If we don't respect people, then we don't respect us. It doesn't mean you have to like everyone, you have to agree with everyone. But at some level, if you don't respect women as a man, then you're not going to love yourself, are you? Because respect is in that sort of category. So the question again is, are you going to take action? Are you going to do something about your fears, or are you just going to stay in your fear? Because it ain't going to change until you need to change. You need to make changes. And when you do make these changes, you're going to feel good about yourself, because it's going to create new emotions. It's going to create change. Change doesn't occur without action, and especially a change of action. So look at the actions that you've used to get you where you are now. Is it working for you, yes or no? Are you happy? If the answer is no, something's wrong. You need to make changes. Can you talk about nofap? Do you need to do that? Well, I'm not gonna talk about nofap in this video, because that's completely off topic. I'm not really that. Yeah, Johnny does Visualization help in overcoming fears. Okay. I'm going to be straight. I don't. Does visualization help overcoming fears? No, it doesn't. Not alone. I mean, it can, but it's not. Look, I can sit. Look, I can sit here all day, right? Let's just say, for example, let's just say I've got fears. I've got fears of meeting people, and I've got fears of public speaking, and I've got fears of intimacy, and I've got fears of starting a business, and I've got fears of approaching women. If I just sit here and go, okay, let me visualize me doing this, but if I don't go and do it, it's not going to help. Come on, you know that already. You're more intelligent than that to be asking me that. So visualization can help, but visualization without any action is useless. Because you still have to do it. I can visualize. I can visualize helping you guys, but if I don't make these videos and talk and do it practically, it will make no difference. But how to decrease the sensitivity? It's like a rejection of my identity. I don't stay in a situation where I feel I have to be someone else and behave like someone else. Yeah, well, you've got choice, haven't you? You've got choice. If someone's not treating you right, you can choose to walk away. But like I said, you develop less sensitivity by facing the sensitivity, these emotions that make you feel vulnerable and angry or sensitive or judged or put in a box. But you develop what do you love in your life? What is it that you love in your life? What gives you meaning? What gives you a sense of purpose? Follow that, do that. And you won't give a fuck about what people think about you, or you're careless. You'd be too focused on doing what you love and getting around people that you love, people that love you for who you are. So it's back to that. I work with women in my work, and they're all great, but their opinion of me makes me think I've got to maintain to climb. I didn't understand that. The only way over fear is through it. That's right. I wonder if I'm one of the very few guys in the world who feels this way. Do you ever hate or strongly resent how men always have to be the ones to approach women? No, I don't. No, I don't. Because you're being a victim. Now, of course, I'm not going to feel like that because I've mastered this. I've done it for 12 years and got good results. But and I've taught people how to do it, so I don't feel that way. And you feel that way because you've not faced your fears enough. You've not built your self-esteem up, and that's well within your hands. You need to take action. At the end of the day, attacking what you're frightened of, it ain't going to change it. Only facing it and changing your relationship with it. So you've got to change your relationship with things that you don't like and fears. Imagine if women only approach men no one a chance. Well, it wouldn't be that bad because you'd eventually someone would approach you and then you'd meet someone. It sounds like having a victim mentality is worse in men than it is in women. Again, that's an assumption, not always true. Women have got victim mentalities as of men. This is not a male or a female thing. It's a people thing. So you guys need to get this out of your head that it's men versus women. That's not men versus women. Certainly not in my idea, it's not. And they both have these fears. And they both, women can feel like a victim, men can. But then there's women that don't, who take action. So it's about taking action. Gonna finish up soon. So a couple more minutes, maybe 5 minutes, so I'll answer your questions. So failure equals success. Well, for men that approach women and for women who want to develop in life, whatever area that you want to develop in. And you're only going to get success through facing your fears and building your confidence and learning the skill that's going to eventually attract you the thing that you want. And yeah, you need to get into the right frequency, and that's done through action. I built up these huge importance on approaching and getting a number, but it's no really big deal. It's just my heart starts to race. Understandably, you're human. And everyone feels like that at some point. The more you do it, the less your heart will race, the more experience you get. And I forgot to mention this, which is so important. Enjoyment. You've got to find joy in going out and facing your fears, and you can do it. I've done it, and I do it still now. So find purpose. What's your purpose? What's your meaning? What's the bigger picture for you? Instead of focusing on all the small things and being emotionally reactive to everything that's small, focus on the bigger meaning. Yeah, approach excitement. Be excited to approach, and the fear will vanish. Be grateful. Have gratitude. Don't be so hard on yourself. Value yourself. Look at the things that you like about yourself. Be excited about learning. Change your language. Change the meaning. Change the way that you deal with things. Could you make small talk with ladies with confidence? I guess it's obvious, but it's a place to start. Yeah, of course it is. Getting started is always going to be great. However you do that, whether just get started, just do it. You know, I think that's the challenging thing for a lot of my clients and you guys. The big part is getting started because it's the unknown. It's facing the fears of rejection. It's also facing the fears of success because people have success barriers. And anything that frightens you, anything that makes you uncomfortable, any area where you think that you can't manage can be managed through exposure. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Oi. That's why it looks like getting better with women is trial and error. For men, I don't see how skills that women. Yeah, of course it's trial and error. Everything is trial and error to a certain extent. You're very welcome, Amira. I'm very glad that you like the videos and then it's helped you, and thank you for watching as well. I appreciate that. So, what else is there? Well, a couple of things to help you with rejection and success and then facing it. Okay, basically, I want to help you with your psychology. So, how can I motivate you guys and girls to actually take action and face fear? Because we could talk all day in these forums, but it won't make a difference if you don't do it. You know what, guys? I'm going to stop asking the questions when you keep complaining about why don't women have to build it. This is all victimization. You guys need to, come on, man. So, at the end of the day, you can do all the moaning, you can complain, or you can say, right, I want to change my life. I've had enough. I've had enough of being scared. I've had enough of feeling this way. How am I going to get myself to go out and face the fears? Write the fears down. What fears? The fears of public speaking? Is it social anxiety? Is it talking to people? Is it talking to groups? Is it dating? Is it going on dates? Is it relationships? So you're going to start facing these fears and developing. Because if you don't, then you're going to stay as you are. And at some level, none of you want to stay as you are. You want to change. Be excited about changing. When I first said anything to a girl, I was shaking. Yeah, me too. All of a sudden, and then it gets easier. When you somehow, if you think it's unfair, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. So before we end this, let's get a raise of hands. Yes. How many of you actually are going to be committed to taking action today and moving forward? Can I get a yes in capitals? How many are you actually going to go out and confront your fears and develop? How many are you going to do that? Because that's really what's going to change your life. Can we get a yes? Great, we got one yes. I'm going to write yes because I'm committed to change and help people to change. That's good. Rasmus said yes. Good. We got another yes from Rukas. Yes. We got another one. Yes. That's great. Almira's going to do it. So let's do it. Let find out. Guys, challenge what I say. Don't take it for. Try it. Go and find out because it worked for me. It works for my clients. It's been working for me for years, this philosophy, because it's just cutting out the bullshit and it's going and doing it. Pavan said, yes, that's good. We got yeses. Because when we say yes, we empower ourselves. Because we say yes to facing the fear. And we say yes to take an action. And we become empowered. You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys are welcome, Richard. So say yes. Say yes every day. Because we have to face fears on a daily basis, don't we? Sometimes we have to face it on an hourly basis. Yeah, I am a coach on fear. I would agree on that. Yeah, it's better to die than to live in fear. Better to die courageous than a coward. Who wants to die a coward? It's too easy. Do you have a quote for the day? Yeah, let me think about that. That's good, a great one. My quote of the day is: look, you've got two options. One is to not face the fear and feel like shit. The other option is to face the fear and feel relieved. So that's the quote of the day. Don't face the fear, feel like shit, or choose to face the fear and feel relieved. Now, relieved is an amazing word because when we feel relieved, we can breathe, we feel great, we feel confident, and all the things come. So either you're going to not face fear and you're going to feel awful, or you'll face it and feel amazing. A quote by Theodore Roosevelt. That's a nice name. I recognize that. Is the best. Let me find out. Great. Yeah, let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out what's going to happen. Because we've got Aiden online. What's up, Aiden? Quote for the day: "Fear is temporary, regret is forever." Great. So that's it. With all the talks that we have and all things I talk about, they're always going to eventually come down to: are we going to face our fears? These are the questions I ask myself. I hold myself accountable every day because I'm frightened every day, same way all you guys are. But I face it. Because I know if I don't, it's going to suck. And if I do, it's going to be great. Things will get better. Just thinking about it gets me nervous. Yeah, it gets me nervous too. It makes us all scared. We're all scared when we think about it, which is why we've got to go and do it. That's why my coaching on the 60s program is interrupting that thought pattern, because the thinking is where we suffer. We sit and we contemplate and then we get scared. We get out and do it quick and do it fast, effective, and consistent. And then you just get used to it. I'm used to being scared all the time because I'm just exposed to it, but I'm used to feeling confident as well and getting what I want and helping people to get what they want, which is even more empowering. So let's take action. Let's make it happen. And you know what? When you face the fear, it's never as bad as you think. It's never as bad as you feel, and it always works out for the best. Even if in the moment, momentarily, it doesn't feel nice and it feels like it ain't working, it will help you. You'll grow. Another quote of the day: when we don't face fear, we shrink. When we face fear, we grow. That's even better. That just came to me now. When we don't face fear, we shrink. When we face fear, we grow. And growth equals success, and shrinking equals failure. Yeah. Credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, who faces. Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Oh, what a day. I'm looking forward to it. What else is there before we head off? A couple more things. Yeah, I guess since we're talking about thinking, and we all worry because we all think too much. You're very welcome. Let's read that one. Better a day lived as a brave man than 1,000 years a coward. 100%. So we've all come to realize that success is a choice. We choose to be successful. Our actions, in most cases, are a choice, and even to a certain degree, our thinking is a choice. So choose what you want and reject what you don't want. All right, guys, I'm going to head off. It's been great talking with you and connecting and answering your questions. And I wish you the best. I wish you to go out and make this happen. And like always, if you need my help, I'm not doing boot camps in USA at the moment because I'm based in London, but you guys are welcome to come to London, take a boot camp. You can get a flight, cheap flight, and you can get a stay. Loads of clients come over and work with me. There's loads of places to stay in London, hotels and hostels. So you can come to London and do the boot camp. I'll just leave my email. If any of you want coaching or you want to get in touch with me and see if we can work together, then you can email me and then we can go from there and we can have a chat on the phone or Skype. So there's my email. It's been great talking. Have a great Sunday. And I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be doing these quite regularly because I haven't been uploading as regularly and then I'll have a break and then I'll do other videos and stuff, see how it goes. But yeah, it's been great. So see you guys soon. And I really enjoyed it. Enjoy the process and let's make it happen.